It's a pleasure to have you here. What was expected to be a straightforward political journey for activist and Peter Obi ally, Aisha Yesufu, has turned into one of the most talked about controversies within the NDC. The crisis surrounding the Federal Capital Territory senatorial primary has exposed deep divisions within the party and raised fresh questions about internal democracy, candidate selection, and the future of opposition politics ahead of the 2027 general election. What began as a highly anticipated Senate bid gradually evolved into allegations of manipulations, accusations of predetermined outcomes, and claims that powerful interests within the party had already decided the winner before delegates had an opportunity to vote. The controversy has attracted national attention because of Yesufu's prominence in Nigerian politics and her close association with Peter Obi's political movements. Only a few weeks before the crisis erupted, Aisha Yesufu has expressed confidence about her ambition to represent the Federal Capital Territory in the Senate under the NDC platform. During an interview and public engagement, she repeatedly stated that her immediate focus was securing the party's tickets before confronting other major contenders expected to feature in the 2027 senatorial race. She appealed to supporters to participate actively in the primary process, stressing that popularity alone would not guarantee victory. At the time, many political observers considered one of the leading contenders for the ticket due to her national profile, activism, and strong support among Obi loyalists. The expectation among supporters was that the NDC primary would provide a transparent platform for aspirants to test their popularity among party members. The situation began to change as reports emerged that the NDC leadership was reconsidering how the FCT senatorial ticket would be allocated. Political discussions within the party reportedly intensified as questions arose regarding whether a primary election would even take place. Speculation grew that another aspirant, Amanda Pam, who had been with the party before Yesufu's arrival, was being favored by influential stakeholders. These rumors generated anxiety among supporters who feared that the contest might not be decided through an open democratic process. As uncertainty increased, concerns also emerged about whether the party's commitment to internal democracy would withstand pressure from competing interests and political calculations. The controversy reached a turning point when reports surfaced indicating that the senatorial primary process had effectively been suspended or altered in a manner that ended the contest before many party members expected. Initial reports suggested that Yesufu had withdrawn from the race, leading many observers to conclude that she had voluntarily stepped down. Yet, the activist quickly challenged that narrative. In public statements, she insisted that she neither withdrew nor stepped down from the contest. Instead, she argued that the process itself had become fundamentally flawed. According to her, what occurred was not a voluntary exit, but the acceptance of an outcome she believed was already predetermined. Her comments immediately fueled accusations that the NDC leadership had failed to conduct a credible primary election. Perhaps the most explosive allegation came when Yesufu accused party officials of conducting what she described as a manipulated and predetermined process. She maintained that someone had effectively emerged through a flawed exercise and suggested the results did not reflect a genuine contest among aspirants. Despite her objections, she chose not to escalate the dispute into a full-scale political battle within the party. According to her own explanation, she accepted the outcome for what she described as the greater good for the NDC and the broader political struggle ahead. Her decision was viewed by some supporters as a sacrifice intended to preserve party unity, While critics argue that accepting such an outcome could encourage similar practices in the future. The crisis soon attracted reaction from prominent political figures, including Professor Pat Otome. The respected economist and political activist argued that the developments surrounding the primary vindicated Peter Obi's decision to leave the ADC for the NDC. Otome claimed that the undemocratic games were being played within opposition politics and suggested that certain candidates were being prevented from appearing on ballots through internal manipulations. While he did not directly control events within the NDC primary, his remarks reinforced concerns that powerful interests continue to shape political outcomes across party lines. Otome went further to describe primary elections in many Nigerian parties as a first driven largely by party bosses rather than genuine democratic competition. Adding another layer to the controversy was the reaction from political opponents. The outcome of the primary eventually became a subject of public debate involving the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and Yesufu herself. Following the loss of the tickets, exchanges between both figures attracted widespread attention, turning what was initially an internal party issue into a national political discussions. The public nature of the dispute amplified interest in the event surrounding the primary and intensified scrutiny of how the process had been conducted. Political commentators argue that the controversy had exposed vulnerabilities within a party that is still attempting to establish itself as a credible alternative to Nigerians' more established political platforms. At the center of the crisis lies a broader debate about internal democracy within Nigerian political parties. The issue raised by Yesufu's experience are not unique to the NDC. Across the political spectrum, complaints about imposed candidates, manipulated primaries, and predetermined outcomes have become recurring features of party politics. Many analysts believe the controversy highlights the challenges facing political movements that seek to present themselves as reform-oriented alternatives. Supporters of internal democracy argue that political parties cannot credibly campaign for national reforms if they fail to uphold democratic principles within their own structures. The dispute has therefore become larger than a single Senate ticket. It has evolved into a conversation about the future of opposition politics and the credibility of political institutions. For Aisha Yesufu, the immediate chapter of her Senate's ambition may have ended in disappointment, but the political implications of the controversy continue to resonate. Her supporters remain divided between those who believe she was unfairly denied an opportunity and those who commend her decision to avoid a prolonged internal conflict. The NDC leadership faces the challenge of reassuring members that future contests will be transparent and credible, while opposition stakeholders continue to assess the impact of the controversy on preparations for the 2027 election. As the political season gathers momentum, the questions raised by the FCT senatorial primary are unlikely to disappear. Instead, they may become a defining test of whether Nigeria's emerging political movements can truly deliver the democratic values they promise to voters. That's all for now on News Express. And if you find this insightful, kindly like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm Chidera Eso. Thank you for watching. Do have a beautiful day.